This week, episode 5 was cut in half. You're currently listening to episode 5.2, Nerds and Anime. You can listen to the whole episode by going back to episode 5.1, Technology Today. Now, let's get back to the regular show.
Yeah. I lay on the scale, you gotta glow. You gotta glow. She had my attention, she gotta know.
I'd like to welcome everyone to another episode of the Let's Get It podcast. I'm your host Zeke, and in this episode, I have my friend Hamed to talk about the current state of technology and some more anime talk. I would like to give a content warning for any strong language in this episode, and hope you have a nice day and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, a hard switch to anime now.
Yeah, let's talk about anime.
So we both anime nerds.
Oh,
back in the day.
Yeah, definitely.
How you feel about anime becoming more mainstream now?
I'm actually pretty angry that we became mainstream because back in the day,
we got to get bullied.
in middle school, we were bullied. We were called nerds and geeks, and we were being roasted, talking about our hairlines that we stink, we don't wear deodorant. And yo, bro, anime has become this thing now, and geeks wearing glasses, being geeky, being nerdy has become so cool.
I need this because the doctor said
Exactly. I need this to live. I buy this so I don't get hit by a car one of these days. Like, and now it's like so cool to be us, and we don't get our credit.
Right.
Give us our credit. We were in the front lines. We were Naruto running before it was cool.
I was talking to one of my students on my summer job.
Yeah.
Like we both into anime, but he was like calling it almost like an old anime because it was like 6 years difference.
Yeah.
In age. And then I was like, I got bullied, so you can like anime.
Exactly.
For this.
Give us where our credit is due, because I need to know that we are the champions. And now it's just, but another thing, the flip side is that it just creates a larger community. But some people just like anime because it's cool.
Yeah.
They're not real anime nerds like you and I. We're the classic anime nerds. And so for me, it's just seeing how, like, I don't know if you watch Demon Slayer. I was literally trending on Twitter from one episode. And like for me, I don't watch anime that is too hype. For me, like my favorite anime right now, which I believe is equivalent to Game of Thrones, is Attack on Titan. The story, the storytelling, the visual art, artistic direction, and the way the characters are treated and like valued is like an actual show. Like animation, people call it cartoons. You ever turn it on, he's like, oh, you still watching cartoons? I will spit in your face. Okay, animation is like, well, anime, you can see it more as a way to tell stories now, compared to it being like a genre on the side. It's more than just 2D characters. Like, it's genuine storytelling. It's characters that you can connect to more than you can connect to human beings in the first place. And it's things that you can build a community of. Some people will start cosplaying, which I want to start cosplaying. And one of my like all-time bias, fuck everybody, I like this anime, is Bleach. And like right now, Bleach, I've never known, but Bleach has been shitted on a lot.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
a lot of people talk shit about Bleach.
It was like the third one. It was like the big three of like...
Exactly. It was the big three, and now people are talking shit about Bleach like it's not the G. Like, Bleach is up there.
I mean, it did get canceled.
But Bleach is up there. Like, I don't care what anybody says. The music in it went from Spanish music to hip hop. Like, it's just
one of the places like Dos Noches.
Yes.
Is this a Japanese show?
Exactly. Like, it has so many things that make it top tier. And like, it's just, anime has just become this thing that I just wish it was back then, like, you know, only the nerds watch it because, you know, we were cool. We built our own empire.
We built the city.
And so, like, the fact that it's mainstream, it's a blessing and a curse because at the same time,
It's easy to get anime.
yeah,
now.
it's easy. Some people just watch Naruto and think like they're the best anime people out there. And so I just finished Yu Yu Hakusho, which
Classic.
yeah, it's a classic, and I'm starting to gain appreciation. Despite for me, one of the big things about anime is like the animation itself.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watch One Punch Man.
Yeah.
Like,
Second season.
yeah, the second season. Oh, wait, you've seen the second season?
I haven't seen it yet, but I know about that. It's different anime.
Oh my god, it's the first season is so much more better. Like the second, they shouldn't have done that. They should have did the reverse. If the first season was the trash animation and the second season brought it up, because there were so many fights that were like, yo, this would have looked beautiful if it had like the first season animation. And so it's just the animation quality and like the art style plays a huge role. Yeah.
How you feel about 3D animation?
3D?
Because they right now a lot of studios are mixing the 3D animation within the 2D animation.
I respect the 3D mixed with the 2D, but like the flat out 3D animation, it looks like a video game to me. I can't get into it too fully. But like, I think for me, it's like, it looks too blocky and slow because 3D animation, Disney, Pixar does it amazingly.
But they do like 11 years.
Yeah.
But they take 11 years to do it.
Exactly. And so the perfection of that 3D animation is too crisp. And so the 3D animation that animation is trying to do, well, anime is trying to do, isn't really there yet. It's maybe like the baby form. But that's why I respect the 3D because I think Attack on Titan has some scenes like that. They can have like a 3D horse, but like a 2D character on it. And so I can tolerate the 3D mix within 2D. But like fully 3D, not there yet. Especially with what Pixar is doing.
Vinland Saga is a good 3D animation.
Oh, is Vinland Saga 3D?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yes.
I have to. What episodes?
I think all of it has been 3D.
Bro, I finished the first. I didn't see anything. Is it fully 3D?
I think so.
It's not 2D mixing with 3D?
Let me check Google real quick.
Wait, because I know what's this character name? What's that show called? Guts? Is it called Guts?
Yeah, Guts.
That's fully 3D.
Yeah, the new one, the new ones of this age are 3D. So the original one was 2D, like
2D,
like the 90s animation.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure I was watching YouTube with 3D animation. Better look it up right now.
Nah, I gotta look it up too.
This is dead silence.
Yeah, we're sorry. This is a quick intermission. I could have sworn it was 2D though. I mean, would you call this 2D or 3D?
I don't know, but like watching it when they fighting, you can see.
Okay, maybe like the fight. Okay, I didn't get to a fight scene yet.
What episode you on?
I'm on the first episode. I just started.
That is the first. That is a fight scene. The first episode.
Oh, but I feel like it was 2D mixing with 3D. Maybe like the boats.
Yeah.
And like some of like the background characters. Yeah. Okay, I see what you mean now.
I know I'm watching Gig, he was saying how.
Ooh, okay.
It's 3D. It looks decent.
It looks decent. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into that now. Because I didn't. For me, it's just 2D, but I know like some of the fight scenes. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. We're back now.
We're back. Oh my god, questions. So then, what's kind of your favorite anime?
Favorite anime now? Well, I just spoiled it. Is Attack on Titan. It used to be Bleach because of the fight scenes. I loved Ichigo, but I couldn't relate to Ichigo. Ichigo was just too cool. And so he was just, like, I liked him because he was like a cool character and like his bankais and like the moves he was doing was pretty cool. But I could never really relate to him. And so An anime, I don't think there's an anime that I could relate to at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so I probably have to think more about that. But for right now, currently, it's Attack on Titan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love the characters. Eren is like... I like what they're doing with the main characters.
Mm-hmm.
They're using Eren as... Because... Not to give away too much.
Spoiler alert.
Eren is not just the good guy, especially in the latter season. I heard like the 4th season is going to be the last season.
Mm-hmm.
They're just trying to finish everything up. The manga is finishing up too.
Mm-hmm.
But they're using Eren as like... Okay, just think of the quote. How does this quote go? It goes like... You're not the villain until you live long enough to see you become the villain.
The Dark Knight quote?
Yeah.
Either die a hero or live long enough to become a villain?
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. That quote basically summarizes Eren's character progression and character's development. And I love that. I love when anime... Because some animes can be really childish.
Yeah.
But some animes really take like philosophies of human life and apply it to their art style.
Mm-hmm.
And so the fact that they're doing that with the main character is like groundbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm really excited for the 4th season. The music, artistic vision,
Mm-hmm.
I recommend Attack on Titan. Yes, the 1st season was overhyped, but the 2nd, 3rd season, they really brought it back.
Mm-hmm.
They brought back the storytelling, and it's going now. It's going.
I want to backtrack before I continue with that point.
Of course.
So, do you think anime is just a Japanese thing, like it has to be made in Japan, or could it be like America?
Here's the thing.
Because like I think previous episodes about Avatar and Boondocks out there, pretty much.
Boondocks is practically anime. If you look at it, that's anime in the finest form. Even one of the fight scenes, even the creator, Aaron Magruder, he took a fight scene, I think it was between Naruto and Sasuke, right?
From Sasuke and fighting
No, Sasuke fighting Orochimaru. He literally was influenced that fight scene into the Boondocks. Boondocks is anime. I don't care what anybody says. That is like the closest thing to American anime. So that's a great question. I would say...
I'm going to make a good question counter.
I would say Avatar is like the peak of American cartoons if they adapted how like the human body looked like. Because I know cartoons, they can like exaggerate how the human body looks like. But like, I would say Avatar is the peak of what human cartoons can be because it didn't give me anime vibes, because with anime they have like the large eyes, the colorful hair, the
over exaggeration.
Over exaggeration,
like expressions.
Yeah, but Avatar kept it more. Also with the Boondocks kept it human, but with its art style, it was closer to anime. Avatar is closer to like somebody drawing a human character in a cartoon form, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I would say the peak of what American cartoons would look like goes to Avatar. Boondocks is anime. Yeah.
And then to go back to you talk about Attack on Titan. So you do feel like you have more connection with like a story-based anime or like action-based anime? Because no, for the second season of Attack on Titan, that was very heavily story-based.
Oh, it was such a great story. I would say I'm more closer to story-based animes. There's this anime called Promised Neverland, which barely has any action. That story, it's a thriller, psychological thriller with some supernatural things in it. But like that straight story, and like it's just the matter of storytelling. And there's another anime called Erased. I don't think that was. It was a thriller. Yeah, that was more like a mystery. Find out who, like a detective thriller. But it was supernatural because quite spoilerish.
Spoiler alert.
There is some time travel in the anime, but perfect storytelling. And I'm not really I like Dragon Ball Z, but I'm not its biggest fan.
Mhm.
I can respect what it has done to the anime in its culture,
Mhm.
but I don't really see it as like top tier anime. The fight
It's like
scenes,
it's like of its time. It was,
yeah, of its time, yes, like groundbreaking fight, like super top tier shonen. But like there's shonens now
that
that
innovated.
yeah, that took that formula, renovated it, got Naruto. Took that formula, renovated it, got Bleach. Took that formula, renovated it, got One Piece.
So the
And
one got My Hero Academia.
Yeah, My Hero Academia. Now they're seeing the importance of having a story, of having characters that can actually develop instead of just a one. I would call y'all might spit on me, y'all might beat me up, jump me. Goku is a one-dimensional.
No,
character.
he's a zero. We're watching like YouTube videos like totally not more.
Yeah.
He's like a zero. Zero. Like you have a positive character.
Yeah.
Negative character. He's like a zero character.
Yeah.
Like his arc doesn't change, but everything
Yeah.
else around him changes.
Yes, exactly. And so I can respect Goku. He has great speeches. I like the fact that he fights for his friends, but I just wanted to see more come from his character. But if you apply higher learning to Dragon Ball Z, you're not going to like it. If you lower down your intelligence and just enjoy Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super for what it is, it's a good anime for you to pass time, for you to be like, yo, that was an amazing fight scene, and for you to have a character that you root in.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just like the trope of fighting for your friends and breaking your limits and just being that person that everybody counts on. That's a beautiful arc. But because other animes have basically put that formula in a blender and make a beautiful vanilla nut smoothie from it, it just brought down Dragon Ball, in my opinion, a little bit, in terms of like the storytelling.
Like we watched Astro Boy. Astro Boy was great for the time. Like Freebase was great for the time. We learned
Exactly.
Now you can still see the reuse animations. Like, okay, this is a stepping stone.
Exactly. And especially with the way Disney and Pixar are like telling emotional stories with animation.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it basically raises the standard. And so right now, storytelling has to be important.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Dragon Ball is going to have top tier fights, but that's because that's what Dragon Ball is known for. But anime that combines great storytelling with top tier fights, of course, is going to take the higher spot. And so right now, I forgot your question. What was the main point you were making?
I think it was most like just talking about what's more important for you, storytelling.
Yeah, storytelling.
Yeah.
And so storytelling, I say all of that to say storytelling is more important for me.
For me, I say more action because like
More
it's
action.
like visually, it's like to see the fights.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not saying like storytelling is down here and action is down here. I love One Punch Man, and that's just straight action. But it's action with comedy, and so it's
just an extra step.
Yeah.
like an extra on to it.
Yeah, so I like animes that has layers. With One Punch Man, it's about a character who's so strong that he's depressed, and like because he can't really find a good opponent. And with
That's the first episode.
yeah, that's the first season. Yeah, and so you find out, and you vibe with it because it's funny. It finds a funny way to tell an action story, and so with that. Because I would say they're neck and neck, but storytelling just pushes it a bit further.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Kuroko Basket, does that have it has a story?
Yeah, it has a storyline. I mean, I would say like, for me, Kuroko no Basket, for me, it was about like the over exaggeration.
Yeah, that's what I'm just like.
Yeah, like it was just so funny.
Like,
This nigga was like, unlimited rain, and just shot
Like,
from full court.
Like baseline to baseline. Let me get this okay.
And like it was just
My
funny.
man just did a basic crossover.
Yeah.
Bow.
Like Kuroko no Basket, it's like one of those animes you watch for like the fun of it. It's like characters that you can like root for. Like they're really good characters, and it's really good.
Behind the backboard. Let me shoot like this real quick.
Yeah, bro, it was just too funny. Definitely, I recommend Kuroko no Basket if you just want to chill.
Another podcast I watched, Anime Shun.
Oh, with Tony Baker.
Yeah,
That's his brother?
I'm trying to see
Because they never mentioned that that's his brother. Because you remember when Keenan Baker was doing his well, it was like a conspiracy, whatever.
Yeah.
Like they never mentioned that they were brothers, but they have the same last name. So I assume they were brothers. I don't know if they're brothers.
I just see
they look like each other. I think so, right?
Yeah, they did their own thing about they watched like the first season of School on Basket. They hated it because like they didn't really have story for them.
So they care about story.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, I've never really. I think I watched like one episode. I don't know. I've never really fell into it. Maybe something is missing for me of animation. But he's funny. Keenan is funny.
Really funny. That's how I got into it. There was talking about going back and how like when I watched it, I think I just watched it for like to see if they can overcome each of the Generation Miracles or whatever. But when they watch it, like there's no story. Like everything, each episode is the same as last.
Yeah. Okay. I see what they mean. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, for me, it's another one of those animes where you lower your IQ a little bit.
Yeah.
And you can watch it. But to the point, I don't know, there was a previous question about like whether or not if anime is just an American or Japanese thing. I don't know if you saw Cannon Busters.
No.
So it's on Netflix. Spoiler. I recommend it. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's on Netflix. You should watch it if you're
episode to spoil.
You should watch it because if you're like a African American individual who wants, or not even African, Caribbean American, or just a black person in general who wants to see finally an anime that has prominently black characters, I recommend it. It's a nice quick story. Maybe you have to lower down your IQ a little bit to watch it, but it's nice, it's funny, cool characters. I enjoyed it. And so it's one thing that makes me think that anime is not just a Japanese thing, but I want like anime to start being a universal thing.
Okay.
And so in a way, like I think I'm hypocritical about this too, because I know hip hop, I'm stingy about hip hop. I want it to be an all black thing. But I get that hip hop, it can go everywhere. So if hip hop can go everywhere, so can animation. Okay? And so anime in the aspect I wanted to start. One thing that does make anime a bit boring in a way is that it doesn't tell diverse stories. And so that's why I like Cannon Busters on Netflix. It tells what happened.
Do you watch only shonen anime, or do you watch anime outside of the company?
I watch rom-coms, I watch slice of life.
Okay.
And so for me it's like I want to see animes about what it's like to live in New York City for once. Like I get like it's Japanese, but all we get is Japanese culture. And so
granted, that's what they know.
Yeah, that's what they know.
And it's imported.
Exactly. And so I like what Cannon Busters is doing because it's an anime that's not based in Japan. It's its own fictional story. And so I just want to see where there's stories. I want to see where there's an anime. There's actually a graphic novel. It's called Teflon Funk. I don't know if you've seen it on Facebook. Let me pop it out for you and for the audience.
And then I had put in the post and show a picture.
Yeah, definitely. You can probably put it in post. It's I would have thought that it would have gotten its own anime before anything else. But it's definitely a graphic novel. It has like the Boondocks art style. These are some. Oh, well, this is another one. Yeah, the Trill League. But these are some art styles of this. They have like the Gorillas art style. And so I'm going to put it in. You guys look at it. But definitely I want something like this to become anime. Like I would definitely watch it. Like these are the main characters. I don't know if you can. You can put it in post, but definitely look it up. Teflon Funk, and it's I follow this page to basically support them if they want to start doing anime in general. Oh, there was another one. Shoot, I forgot what it was called. It was like two black kids. They were like in high school. Let me see how I can find it. Quick intermission. Because this guy did a promo and did it on
Did you like Michiko and Hachi?
Michiko. Why is that so familiar?
It was on Tsunami. About the mother and the daughter.
Michiko and Hachi. No, I don't think I've never seen it. But tell me more about it. Why did you bring it up?
No, because like it's like no need to go watch. I'm forgetting his name right now. I'll put it in post. He makes videos about like black culture and anime.
Yeah.
And like boondocks.
Yeah.
And that's what he was talking about, how it's like the mother's a black lead and like the daughter is a mix.
Oh really?
Yeah, and they go on adventures.
Oh, I've seen her face before. Yeah. Okay.
I'll put it in post.
Yeah. So you definitely recommend this?
Yeah, because like it's more like a story. It's not like it's like a grounded story.
Yeah.
Because the daughter's in foster care, but then the mother couldn't go saves her.
Oh, this looks dope. Yeah. All right, I'm definitely watching that. Yeah. But yeah, if I find it, I'll forward it to him. But definitely, the other anime I was talking about, it was in a Kickstarter, and this dude was looking for money. I don't know if he was able to do what he wanted to do, but it was looking like a predominantly black shonen that had like black characters with like mythical powers and stuff, and so they were based in high school. Like it's a Japanese story with black characters, and it looked like it was set in the city too. So if I find it, I'll definitely share it to you, so you could probably put it in post. But definitely something to look out for. I just want to see more diverse stories.
Nice.
Yeah.
With that in mind, the last two questions I have for you are: so why do you watch anime? And show that one first. So I think it's hard to think about like 16.
This is the background, man. It's all humble beginnings, but
I got it. Do you consume more anime than American media?
Yeah. Okay.
Those last two questions.
Shoot, that last question is great. I think I do consume more anime than American media. That's how I'm going to start it off. But the main reason why I watch anime is because I was a real lonely child. And so anime and geek culture was like an escape. And like they just told these fascinating stories, and I was able to find friends off of anime. Because we related to that, we were able to have something to talk about. And so my childhood was not the best, as I mentioned earlier in the podcast, but anime just made it more easier for me to live my life and enjoy life to the fullest. And so I was just able to unwind and escape, and like it was another thing besides just playing video games, you know? And so these stories in anime inspired me to start drawing, which I stopped for a while. But in middle school and elementary school and like early high school, I was drawing, and I made me start creating my own stories, which I do want.
Yeah, I used to do that. I was like, middle school also.
Exactly. And so I have two stories. One is called Animus, which is basically a diverse story. It's about a young girl named Sahara. She lives. This one is more political though. She lives in a world where technology has advanced, but it advanced so much so that it pushed out I would say third world countries.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about these third world countries is that because of like the previous, I would say, nuclear fallout. So just think of our present day, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was a nuclear war that destroyed the whole planet. And then thousands, millions of years later, new people were found. And so the survivors are technologically advanced, mostly white people. And so the new generation, I would say, of human beings had like they reacted to the radioactivity that happened on the earth, and they developed supernatural powers. And so with the technological advance group of people versus I would say the outsiders who are spiritually enhanced, they are currently fighting at war. And so that's the story that I'm working on. It's called Animus. The other story was one of the first stories I made. It was I love the Avatar so much, and Shaolin Showdown, one of the best old school cartoons out there. If you've never watched Shaolin Showdown, definitely get into that. And so I was inspired by both stories, and I wanted to create like a fusion of both. So it's called The Tale of the Dragon Warriors. That's the story of it. And it's basically following 4 characters. Obviously, why they're 4? Because of the 4 elements. So it's a black dude that's able to control water, a Hispanic dude that's able to control wind, Latina, like an Afro-Latina, she's able to control earth, and an Asian woman who's able to control fire. And so that's mostly a story inspired by Avatar and Shaolin Showdown. It's basically more of like the fun stories. They would have like different types of villains. That would be more of like the exaggerated stories. And so, yeah, I definitely am currently like mentally working on them. I just have to put them on paper. But I definitely want to start off with Animus, even though it was like a later story, but I feel like it's more interesting. And yeah, that's definitely, so anime in a sense influenced my entire life. Now it's basically something that I appreciate, but I wanted to see evolve into something more. Yeah. That's about it.
Cool. So with that, we come to a closing. So I'll let you to name your origin story.
Yeah. Okay, my origin story, the name of it, I would call it A Way Up.
A Way Up?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely. A Way Up. Because I feel like with my character development, to tie it back to anime, I'm still learning a lot, but I'm making sure that I'm pushing forward at any moment, at any time. Yeah.
Cool. So where can everybody find you?
Okay. If you guys are interested in what I was saying, this is definitely, I don't put none of this stuff out on Instagram. This is definitely what, all you're going to see is memes, and like my Instagram is mostly pictures since I'm into photography as well. But so my Instagram tag is chef, like a real chef, dot, like a period, Ahmed, because people like to call me Ahmed. So it's OCK. Because if you're from New York, you know why I chose Ahmed. So it's OCK. So it's chef.ahmed, OCKMED. And my Facebook is Issa, as in ISSA, not as in Issa Knife. My actual name is Issa. And Issa, ISSA, and then Doumbia, DOUM as in Michael, B as in boy, IA.
Nice.
Yeah, I showed my picture if you can't find me, because I know there's a lot of Issa Doombias. I am standing up in blue, and I'm doing like the Statue of Liberty. I don't know, you can put my...
Put it in post.
Yeah, you can put it in post, so you can easily find me.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to my podcast.
Of course, bro. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for being the 5th member. This beautiful apartment here. Thank you very much,
Well,
man.
thank you to the close. See everybody later.
Later, man.
Peace.
that brings another episode of the Let's Get Podcast to a close. Again, you can follow Hamed at his Instagram at chef.ahmed and his Facebook at Issa Dumia. But next week, me and my friend Simeon are going to nerd out over Marvel movies, Star Wars, and Fast and Furious. I hope you continue to have a nice day, and I hope to see you there.